Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on First Class Trouble, a video game that you basically, it's a little bit like an old RPG game called Paranoid, if you've ever played that. So we're going to go over it. It's got an interesting twist. I think you'll find it fun. So let's talk about it. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Also, check out the other videos on Bitchute and Rumble today. We have a news blast and a special Halloween video. We're going through many of the list of costumes, the offensive and not offensive costumes you can wear. All right. Oh, and check out my books. Blah, 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 blah. All links in the description. So this is First Class Trouble. And the object of the game, there are two types of players. There are those who are the residents and those who are the crazy robots trying to kill them, otherwise known as personoids. And apparently they're on some futuristic but stylish spaceship somewhere, and you can customize your guy. There's all sorts of customization, and the object of the game is to complete various missions and work together unless you're a personoid, in which case you're trying to kill all the residents. So, and you get like an objective. And this one, shut down Kane, whatever that is, while trying to figure out who's the personoid. So there's like one personoid in the group that can look like a human. And it's an online game. So it's very much like Paranoid. In Paranoid, it was futuristic, but it was less stylistic. So here's the personoid, and then it's disguised as a passenger. So it's got an illusion you can't see through. In Paranoid, people would just screw over each other, and then they would get cloned and they'd come back to life. So in this one, you have to work together to get past certain places. So in the demo here, the two of the people who worked on the game explain it, which is good because it's kind of a tough game just to explain visually, you know. So in this game, they decided to collaborate, but she was the personoid. So she was only collaborating until she could gain his trust and then kill him. And she convinced him that one of the other players was a personoid, and they took him out. So here they are taking him out. And then she got him to this bridge, and you have to rely on each other, during the course of the game. And then once he got across the bridge, she turned it off and he dropped and died. And she won. The personoids won. And that, so it's more of a sophisticated kind of capture the flag, I would say. So there'll be more different scenarios, I assume. And so it's like kind of a high-end capture the flag. Instead of like shooting each other, you're trying to do these objectives. So First Class Trouble suggests to me that that it's some sort of futuristic spaceship, but has the retro feel to it, like in the 40s. Sort of like almost like The Fifth Element in terms of its look a little bit. Although they didn't really have the 40s, but they had these giant spaceships that were cruise lines. So something like that. I could see myself playing this game if I had the time. Like I don't really have the time for a game like this. For a game like this, you got to get really into it. Personally, I prefer like shoot 'em ups because I could just jump right in and start shooting things. This requires a little bit of more. You got to pay attention if you want to make this work. So the downside of this game would be other people, of course, getting in like, oh great, another noob who doesn't know how to play and is just running around and trying to punch everybody. It's not the kind of game it is. It's more subtle. It's a little bit like a mystery dinner, if you've ever been to one of those, where it's like you got to figure out who the murderer is. Only you can play it over and over again. So it's an interesting kind of game. I like the application of the technology here. It's unique. Well, not that unique, but in terms of video games, it's kind of unique. So you're really, playing, and the 40s sort of milieu for the look of it can help it too. Because if you'd gone with, say, the modern day, I mean, nobody wants to do modern day stuff because everybody's an a-hole about everything. But, when you create your own world, then nobody can, and then, if you're in the 40s, you can add things like cigarettes and booze, and nobody says boo, and you can have men and women. So I would play it, though. I mean, if I had the time and I had a PS4. I don't have a PS4. I'm an Xbox guy. Sorry. So it's coming November 2nd. I think if you're if you got the PS4, PS5 or whatever, this will be a solid game. This will be fun if you're a video game. And this will be a little different for you. Not going to be just a shoot 'em up. It's going to be, it's kind of like Among Us in that respect. Except, I guess it's very similar to Among Us. It's just a more sophisticated version of it. You got to figure out who the killer is. But, with multiple people, you might have 2 or 3 personoids versus, 5 or 6 real people, right? So, cool stuff. First Class Trouble, coming November 2nd. And that's it for me, Tony D. We'll see you in the next one.